Hello and welcome. I'm Kevin McTaggart, and this is my McTaggart Attack podcast, which is my way of giving my opinions on whatever the fuck I want to talk about. You can reach me via email, mctaggartattack@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at KevMcT. That's KEVMCT. Or, if you haven't figured that out, it's the first three letters of my first name and the first three letters of my last name together in a Twitter handle. So there. That's it. KevMcT. There's also the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack podcast, which I'm not sure anyone actually fucking pays attention to. So what's the even fucking point of me even fucking trying to fucking talk about it? I put on there, I ask, what topic should I talk about? What did I say? I said loyalty points or Snapchat, and one person responded loyalty points. It's not enough votes for anything. I put it on Twitter, and people gave me other topics. It's not how it fucking works. It's not how any of this works. For fuck's sake. So that's why this episode will not be about Snapchat or loyalty points. It's going to be about a decision I made yesterday. A life-changing decision. Really, if you think about it, all decisions are life-changing. It's just the degrees of the life-changing that it is. It was a life-changing decision that I made yesterday. Wednesday afternoon, I decided to take off my Fitbit, and I talked about it in this podcast. And I'm probably going to ruin it for you. I was walking while I was talking about my Fitbit, which I thought was kind of ironic because I wasn't wearing said Fitbit. So here's me talking about taking off my Fitbit, possibly for good. Here you go. So, I've decided yesterday afternoon, before I went to go play golf in the golf league, this is Wednesday afternoon I was talking about, that I was going to take off my Fitbit. So I took off my Fitbit before I went to go play golf. Because, quite frankly, I was tired of using my Fitbit. I'm just tired of all the tracking, tired of it tracking everything, tired of getting upset when it messed up or when I didn't meet certain tracking goals, and I just decided that it was time to just take the Fitbit off. I had the type of Fitbit that I have at first. I don't know what it was called, but I had the thinner one that didn't have a GPS on it. And then I upgraded a few months ago to get the Fitbit Ionic, and because I wanted something to use while I was running, so it would have a GPS on it and map GPS on it, which is why I got the Fitbit in the first place, because the other Fitbit I had, I would have had to carry my phone with me and wear the Fitbit to map my runs, which just seemed totally pointless of me getting a Fitbit in the first place. So I would run without my phone and it wouldn't map any of my runs. So I did that. I upgraded to the Ionic so I could map my runs. I was doing that. It was good. It mapped my, it tracked how fast I went for each mile. Tracked how far I went. It tracked where I went. And it was great. And I got to thinking recently that that's really all I wanted out of the GPS, was just to track my runs, because I'm quite frankly sick and tired of having the Fitbit track everything else. I'm just tired of the Fitbit tracking everything else. Like sleep or what the fellows, it tells me to be active. I have to do like 250 steps for each hour during a set time that I decide during the day. And I have daily goals to meet every day. That's what daily goals mean. Dumbass. So I've grown tired of that, and I was trying to look for other GPS watches to get, and it seemed like every other GPS running watch, like there's a Forerunner that's a smartwatch that you can wear all the time and track everything, and like that's what I would want. I would feel bad about not using it to its full capabilities. I'm not going to buy something and only use it for when I'm running, when I could use it for all this other stuff. That doesn't make any sense. So it was frustrating, and I put it out on Facebook that I was looking for something that I could wear while I was just running, because I was tired of wearing my Fitbit 24/7. And I had some options. I had people tell me that, there were apps I could use, what apps I could use. I don't want to use any apps on my phone while I'm running. I don't want to do that. That's why I started wearing the Fitbit, so I wouldn't have to run with my phone anymore. And people are giving me apps to use on my phone so I can run with my phone. I don't want to run with my phone. I hate running with my phone. I've done a podcast episode already about people who run with their phone and how fucking stupid I think it is. You can find that podcast episode with all the other McTaggart Attack podcast episodes on most places where you download podcasts. But I was just so sick of all of that. I was sick of all the tracking. I was just sick of wearing the watch all the time. And I had a friend of mine, a fellow comedian, who this person didn't want to post on my Facebook post. He chose to be anonymous about it. So I will, protect his anonymity. And he had just been saying he's never used a Fitbit or a GPS watch or any type of, or his phone, or his or her phone while running. He would just run for the fun of it. running for the fun of it, and I didn't even know that was a fucking option. Running for fun. Then he sent me an article about going wireless, going tech-free while running, and I'm like, wow, this sounds great, and this was exactly what I wanted. I really should have just asked this person first, because in case you can't tell, I'm walking right now, and I'm walking without my Fitbit. That's right. Walking without my Fitbit. And it feels good. I feel liberated. I feel free. Exercising without my Fitbit. Not having to care about, how many steps am I logging today? Did I meet my step goals? Did I meet my flights of stairs goals? Did I meet all my daily freaking goals? Just glad that I feel liberated. Feels really good. Not running or not using my Fitbit. Not worrying about whether it's going to get wet. Not worrying whether it's going to actually track everything. It feels pretty good. Feels like I'm a normal human being, not being monitored by useless tech. I mean, I'm still going to be walking for a certain amount of time, but it's like, that's it. I don't care how far. I'm not worrying about making sure I get all my steps in. Just trying to still be healthy, still be active. Like, oh no, how am I going to be active without my Fitbit? Well, still be active. I don't need my Fitbit to tell me what to do anymore. Just sick of using the damn Fitbit. And it's just really fucking annoying using the Fitbit all the time. Like, what the fuck else did I want to say about this? Is this even all recording? Yes, good, it is all recording. I put my phone in my pocket and was just talking, and people think I'm probably a crazy person, but I already think I'm a crazy person, so it's perfectly fine. But there are some other things I wanted to bring up that I don't know if I brought up. Let's see. Well, I'm tired of my Fitbit. This one's a bit mean, but I don't think I'm the type of person that needs a Fitbit. A Fitbit is for people who need to be motivated, and I don't think I need to be motivated anymore. I'm not one of those fat and unathletic people who need to be prodded by their Fitbit to go get up, to remind yourself to get up. I get up enough without having my Fitbit tell me to get up, and it's more of a burden of my goddamn Fitbit telling me to get up. More of a burden, my Fitbit telling me to get up. I mean, what the fuck is that all about? I know when I want to get up and what I want to do, and I know, I'm still going to run a few times a week. I'm still going to walk, almost every day for at least half an hour or hour or however the fuck long I want to fucking walk. It's just, what's the big fucking deal? I mean, I'm just sick and tired of wearing my Fitbit. I took it off yesterday, and I feel completely great. I feel great. I think it's worked pretty well. Not wearing my Fitbit today. I didn't have any withdrawal symptoms from not wearing my Fitbit. Not freaking out by not wearing my Fitbit. Unlike whenever I've deleted the Facebook app from my phone and immediately had a panic attack. But I'm pretty close to deleting Facebook again too from my phone. I just need to make sure that the proper systems are in place for me to continue using Facebook. Seriously, I'm pretty close to just deleting Facebook, to be honest. I'm not completely deleting Facebook, but just most of Facebook. But this isn't a podcast episode about Facebook. This is a podcast episode about never wanting to use my Fitbit again. And I think I'm going to be a better person for it. Because like I said, I did post that episode about people who run with their phones and stuff like that. And this is like the metamorphosis of that, sort of. This is sort of like the part 2 to that episode. And I'm just sick and tired of using my Fitbit. That's it. And I don't plan to ever use it again. I would only use my Fitbit again if I became fat and unathletic. But I don't see that happening. So there's really no reason for me to use a goddamn Fitbit anymore. And how will I measure my runs? I won't. I'll figure it out beforehand. I'm smart. I can figure out what route I'm going to take. Or I can even map my route after I run it and figure out how many miles I did. But I don't, my goal is to be able to run 13, 14, 15 miles before the Chad half marathon coming up on October 20th. By the way, I'm looking to raise up to over $1,000 hopefully in the Chad Hero 2019 this year. So if you want to contribute, look me up, Kevin McTaggart, on the Chad Hero website, and you should be able to donate whatever the fuck you want. If you want to donate $700, go ahead. And I will love you forever. Or just $50, or just $10. Something. Just fucking donate. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.